if you have a goal and it lasts more than 2 quarters and you haven't achieved it,
Uh,
you have a who, not how problem.
Steven has the largest full service Amazon agency out there. How many hundreds of employees? Let me still deeper a bit in there. How many people do you have in your My Amazon Guy agency?
548.
That's a salary bill. Holy cow. 548.
Yeah, we're herding cats over here, no questions. It's an agency. It's a herding of cats, herding of people. I like to brand my Amazon Guy as an education platform that just happens to be an agency. And my personal mission in life is to level up life. That is the way you accelerate prosperity to the world. I was meeting with Joseph Kim, and he helped me put together that why statement. After he interviewed me for a couple hours, he's like, dude, your keyword is level. You love to level up. And I'm like,
Nice.
yes, I do. My higher mission is to go out and level up the entire life of Earth. And that's how I want to bring prosperity to everybody. If I'm just making myself a little bit of rich, that's not going to accomplish my mission. That's why I have brand positions like it's all of us against Amazon. I feel like, that's the missing puzzle piece to fight Amazon, is the fact that you're not going to fight 800-pound gorilla by yourself. It's just not going to happen. That's the positioning that I've taken. And whether you're an agency or a brand, you can find value in adopting that same position with me. And here's why. If you're a brand and you start making content, you're going to either entertain, educate, or prompt. But one of those three levers typically is the mechanism of value that you can bring to a consumer even before they adopt your product. In Simon's book, Start With Why, and some of the literature that's out there, it discusses what prompts people to take action. It discusses the value concept of discussion. If you are just going to sell a product on Amazon, whether it's a silly tumbler like this, you might be able to sell some products, but you'll never have a brand. You'll never transcend the transaction. But if you start to give a coexistence narrative, if you become Harley-Davidson, where all of a sudden your product, which is inferior, is sold for 3 times as much because you built a brand, you built a community. People are freaking tattooing themselves with Harley-Davidson's brand name, for crying out loud. That's an entire lifestyle brand that's been created. The margins on Harley-Davidson are ridiculously higher. But if you just want to sell a tumbler on Amazon and you don't want to make content, you could do that too. But you'll never transcend all the noise. You'll get beat eventually by China. Yeah. So if you're an agency, the same applies, because you can go out and give away all of your trade secrets, and 99% of the people that watch your content will never interact with you. And if you think about it, I have 5 million views on my YouTube channel. So that means I could potentially have 50,000 customers. Who doesn't want 50,000 customers? That's a big amount, especially since my average cart value is $3,500 in reoccurring revenue. Clearly, the math works, and brands can do it, agencies can do it, service providers can do it. If you break down a product's job and figure out what it's trying to solve, then you can figure out what content and marketing to go back it up with. The marketing will be focused on that key feature. Now, if we look at Stanley Cup does that, where every woman between the ages of 16 and 40 are buying Stanley Cups to talk about it with each other, even though my product is just as high of quality as a Stanley Cup, even though my product can survive a car fire. But the difference is all of these women have adopted the lifestyle. So how did they do that? They built content. They built a narrative. They built TikTok videos. They started hyping up the random color announcements. It's like Beanie Babies in the form of Stanley tumbler cups, for crying out loud. So that's the power that we're talking about here. Now, it's obviously easier said than done. How do you go out and start doing that? Do you hire influencers? Yeah. Now, this is where the who, not how question comes in. I saw this on LinkedIn the other day. Alex Hormozi's wife, she said something clever that somebody else quoted to me, and I'll say it here. And that is, if you have a goal and it lasts more than 2 quarters and you haven't achieved it, you have a who, not how problem. So if you are pissed off, you're not able to achieve your goal and you can't accomplish it and nobody on your team can accomplish it, I guarantee you it's a who, not how problem. So it's up to you to leverage hiring, right? You have to go out and hire. At the end of the day, if you're looking for the sword of truth, Every one of us is a seeker.
Uh-huh.
We're a seeker of knowledge, a seeker of people, where a
Yeah.
lot of knowledge comes from.
Seeker of
We're a seeker
information.
of products, which make our product brands shine.